Whoopsies!
What the fork?
Okay, the episode's going now. Okay, bye.
I didn't mean to. I was adjusting. And the controller hit a button. It hit the press button.
Well, what if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? Welcome back to Lean the Blind. I'm the Game Hero.
Hi, Molly. I accidentally hit a button. Whoopsies.
The gloves were omitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. Why didn't we get them?
See, that's what I thought. I thought they mentioned the gloves. Bless my soul. I'll bless myself.
Bless your heart.
No.
Bless your heart. No. Bless your button-pressing heart. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies.
She was a prosecutor, right?
Prosecutors don't do autopsies.
No, but I mean, like, if my theory is right and she knew that she was going to the scene of a crime, obviously she would wear gloves not to contaminate things.
If you're curious, in these courtrooms and in the anime, they wear gloves when they're handling the evidence, Phoenix and Miles.
Mm-hmm. I feel like at that point, Edgeworth should have just held up his own hand and been like, these gloves, these kind, right here.
This
that we're using, just slapping it across his face.
Ow.
This what we're using right now. See how it doesn't contaminate evidence?
She's just running her fingers across my face.
And in other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
What's the first thing you need for a murder?
Motivation.
Not what I would say. Oh. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force.
I mean, that is the first thing you need.
I guess so.
Usually, in most cases, unless you're just a psychopath.
Like, if you have motivation, what's the first thing you need?
A plan. A knife. A victim.
Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star.
Point me to where I'm wrong. All of these things you need.
One of those was the right answer to the question I was saying.
Which one?
If I told you, it wouldn't make your brain think. Impressive. I'm sorry.
I mean, you need a victim, but you also need a plan.
Yeah.
And you also need a knife, and you also need a plan. And you also need a plan, and you also need a plan.
So if you're okay, what would you bring with you? If you were going to commit murder, what would you bring with you? If you premeditated murder, what would you bring with you?
You would bring a knife.
Okay.
And a plan.
Check the court record.
Are we going to point out that it's Edgeworth's? Because that'll make me very sad.
She's got them thinking this was all planned.
I don't like the lack of music.
Yeah, because it's
I'm in a horror movie.
She can prove this claim. The trial's already over. Stop. I've got to think of which show this wasn't premeditated.
It's only a flash drive, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Shut up.
Scientifically.
Shut up.
Science.
Science.
Ow. I'm right next to you, you know.
Okay. This is the button. Went too far. Stop! Oh god. Help. Please.
Witness.
I feel like the TV volume is higher because I'm actually hearing his objection this time.
Witness, do you know what this is? It's the same as it always is.
Why are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. You motherfucker.
Unless you have the remote.
That's a knife. The knife.
The remote.
You know, the one I cut the tomatoes with to make ketchup. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed. It is my knife.
I don't appreciate it being used in a murder.
Yeah.
Now it is tainted forever and I must burn it.
Do you want to grab the remote real quick, see if it's louder? Because maybe it is. I think I turned it down. Yeah, it's same as always is.
Weird.
A bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to that prosecutor there. The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people?
Yes.
The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
Oh, sure. What's that, rookie? The fork you trying to say?
In your testimony, you say that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
Mm-hmm.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon.
Hold on, I'm admiring.
Yeah, I know. You love seeing her I know.
Sassy side.
You like seeing her sassy and sweaty.
Can you imagine? She's standing over her station making these boxes. She starts getting sweaty, and someone's in the restaurant just like, oh yeah, that, that, right there, sexy.
I mean, she works from a food truck, but okay. She just makes bento boxes.
I mean, you could see that from outside the food truck too.
I guess so.
Oh.
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you're stupid.
Or, well, you're... Well,
Why did 3 bento boxes fall out of the sky when she got shot?
I think...
What?
I think the idea is they fell out of her basket and landed.
Oh, okay.
Because she has a basket of them. Where she's pulling them from. Anyways, that was the path I was trying to lead you down last episode. And you also are trying to say, not if you're stupid, you might forget the murder weapon. But this is the chief prosecutor and a genius.
That's true.
And she did wear like special gloves. Mm-hmm. Order! More popcorn, please.
This is so interesting. Extra butter this time. Don't be skimpy. I'm not trying to live any longer. This job is stressful.
Heart attack amount. Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. No.
Not even close.
Not even a little bit. She's just... If she was in America, the death penalty is now off the table.
Right.
That's it.
I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie.
Why was it necessary to show that in the corner?
Because he's eating lunch. I've never noticed the design on it. It's a tiny angel. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
I've never noticed that before because I never really looked at them.
Silly.
What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned.
What? No.
He didn't. He read our. Oh my god, he can read our thought text.
Oh my god. He can see the code. Everyone abort mission. Edgeworth knows the fourth wall.
Just Edgeworth.
Only Edgeworth.
Just Monica. I mean, what? None of us such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. I can say that word. I don't struggle with every word that starts with pre. I mean, has pre in it. Damn it. Bah. I mean, I still can't say... The prosecution could care less if this was premeditated or not.
But the judge, people does.
The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendants, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove. Nothing else.
That's fair, but harsher sentence for premeditated.
He doesn't care about the harsher sentence. He just cares about getting her proven guilty.
That's true. But also it's like, you gotta establish the who, what, where, when, why, how BS. So it's like, if you're going off the idea that it's premeditated, you hone in on things that would do that, which also happen to prove that she murdered. Whereas if you're honing on that it wasn't premeditated, then you have to come up with a motive and things like that for why it would have happened.
To be fair, saying
it's
not premeditated is a bit easier though, because it's just like right now,
proving a murder is premeditated is so difficult unless they are very, very obvious with their
premeditation.
Yeah.
So.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now, but you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
I expected her to be the other way around for that. How dare you! Okay. My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now?
I mean, fair. Ooh, yes.
I know, this is the I want to bang her side for you.
Uh-huh. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman.
Does she have...
That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office.
How does she have 2 parts in her hair?
Under the hat doesn't make sense. If she didn't have a hat, I would say easy. Done.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm legit asking this question. She flips her hair over, and, like, suddenly it's a different part.
I think it's... Hold on, let me go back to my emo days. Hold on. Hair on one side. Hair on the other.
I guess so.
Hair on one side. Hair on the other. It would be a hot freaking mess.
Yeah.
But she's a professional, so...
She's a professional hair flipper.
Yeah.
And a
I'm sure the
professional
chief
witness.
prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to... Oh, whoops. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Multiple times now? Sorry? No. Honey. Once.
Yeah. Pretty sure she didn't get the autopsy report. She's just going off of her own bullshit. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So if I order pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
Maybe. Jesus.
Holy shirt. Guys, she's cracked the code. What do we do? Guys.
Put the mic down.
Guys,
Put
what
the
do we
mic
do?
down. Stop it. She cracked the code on delivery boy murders. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Did you just snort?
I don't know what just happened there.
Ollie's doing cocaine during the episode. The snort up queen.
Oh, right. Okay, she already said this.
Do you want the court record?
No, I know what I need to...
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Boop. Yep. Boop.
Bitch it up.
Bitch, what the fork did you just say to me?
You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that.
Oh, and why not? Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise! It's just moss! Just moss.
That looks... I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. She's just like, fuck you.
That's such a beautiful image.
Can you calm down?
She's so beautiful.
Listen, you can... Right now, murder. What do you mean? A lot of other people will be too. Don't worry. You won't be the only one.
That's gonna have to get cut.
Huh?
That's gonna have to get cut.
It might.
No, that has to be cut.
Alright. Along with your Wiimote fun.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states the death was due to a loss of blood from 1 stab wound. Aha! You're
Jesus.
right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
Calm?
He shook the whole courtroom.
For real, like my controller just tried to kill me. Tried to create an earthquake. What a hunk! He's my hero, really.
What about my objection? No one noticed. Listen, we're just gonna ignore that for now, okay?
Emma.
It's a childhood crush. Let her have it.
Emma. Honey.
Lay off my man.
Yeah.
Well, witness? That's just rice and ketchup.
That is absolutely rice and ketchup. Maybe it's rice and strawberry jam.
Do you think
with a fork in it, like one of those kid forks.
Do you think that she, whenever you open the box lunch, she has to stab the fork in? Like if you like take it, like you order this, take it up to your office and like open it up, all of a sudden she's there with a goddamn fork.
No, I think the fork is like one of those that like bends backwards for storage.
So it pops up.
So like she can slide the thing over it, and then the second you like slide the lid off, it goes.
I hope it hits someone in the face, like just momentum. It flies out and hits someone in the face.
She's unknowingly committed murder. You got the crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
He's
getting
that
all
no one
his
could ever
orders
mistake
today.
ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast.
There's a lot of sexual
Splattered
stuff going on in this
blood from
episode.
her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify!
I saw... Catch up.
Her red...
Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Her red muffler?
Yeah, please explain.
Yes.
Oh. Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
You were the one wearing a literal choker.
I think it's hung. And also... no. Pretty sure she just has a cold neck.
It's very thin.
Phoenix, she's not.
I mean, not about that specifically, just about her wearing a muffler. Last guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? By God, flashbacks, now in color! But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood?
I mean, she was 30 feet away, but also, yeah, it's weird. Maybe if you didn't have one eye covered at all times.
For a bib?
I thought he was going to say for a bunny.
It's because he's always eating.
Yeah. Again, Kilala's tail. He just has a little animal on his face. And, go, boo, 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 and then he just go pet, 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 pet.
A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes.
Yeah. Actually. Factually. Factually. I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest.
However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter.
I really don't think they'd miscount stab wounds. Especially when there's only one.
There was only one knife wound.
What about other wounds? How much you want about this, what she says?
Apparently Star isn't entirely sure of her own testimony.
Mr. Wright, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder? The Star has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her.
A chance for what? Emma throwing chemicals at her.
Just throws a vial of acid.
She's dead, she can't testify.
I'm pretty sure we've made that joke before. No, I used to
absolutely.
chloroform witnesses.
Yep.
Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. Not always.
Depends on the wax. Wonder, will it
That and
depend on
also
the
it
size of the
depends
candle?
on wind flow, flame size, oxygen levels, yada yada.
It depends on the,
I mean, that's literally a thing that they
This
do
is
in
very
Hunter x Hunter.
This is very circumstantial. I'm assuming it just means if in a controlled environment you just had 2 wicks without any wax. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick would burn longer.
Mr. Wright corrected me on science stuff.
It just
Step 1, grab knife.
no. This is just her like adding to her shit list.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Oh, Emma, you sweet pretty princess.
Okay.
Honest guy intended to murder Detective Goodman. Okay. Let's walk through this again. I knocked something off, and I don't know what, but I needed to stretch my legs.
You did.
Prosecutor's office. Sorry for everyone that I made yawn. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Why do you think that?
What kind of grudge?
Well, I wouldn't know that. Then why do you think that?
Of course you don't. That's because you didn't have a grudge.
He has a stylus in his mouth. Rookie.
I had it in my hand.
I have a lunchbox here. No. What's inside? I don't know, but it's your cute face on the front, and that's all I care about.
It says fresh. How am I supposed to know?
See? We agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? What?
I mean, why specifically pretzels? I get it. That's why our lunch was so salty. No, it's because caviar is really salty. The judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this?
It's simple. Her red muffler. Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure you need to present something. You have what you need to present, if you're wondering.
I was just so weird that it was like, it's simple.
It's because it's meant to go into she stabbed him again and again. Do you want to check the evidence?
Yeah. Grudge against. He's a sergeant, right?
Yeah. That's not that important.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking. I was like, did he get promoted above her? Or maybe...
Did the sergeant get promoted above the chief prosecutor?
Yeah, well, I was thinking, like, was he on his way to getting there or something? Or, like, did he get a higher thing that he deserved? And she was pissed about it.
Do you want to look over some of the stuff you have?
And can you play the message for me? No? You're just gonna let me examine this?
You can examine her beige strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know.
Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. We've seen this before.
Okay. I think that's about it, unless you want to open the phone, which will just give us this... Which, if it will just say, if you press the last call button again, it'll call Emma. There's nothing else you can examine on it. Stop.
Oh, zoom in. I'm dumb. Dumb.
What are you doing? What are you looking for? There's nothing here. We've seen everything with this. I love how when I tell you we've seen everything here, you're like, more.
No, wait. What was you?
I love how police department is the one bit that's not blurred.
I know! Isn't that, like, really weird?
Very.
So he's a sergeant police dude, right?
Yes.
He's not a prosecutor?
A sergeant
dude?
detective, yes. He hasn't...
Did he make this abomination?
Gumshoe made it.
Yeah, no, but the chief of detectives and created by Detective Gumshoe.
The sergeant is not the chief of detectives. The chief is the chief.
I know, that's why I was confused.
We've met the chief. He's the person who's always at his desk when we go to criminal affairs. The one in the background. And he talks about the blue badger as his pride and joy.
I don't know.
You might want to check some of the stuff you're looking at.
But a lot of the stuff I can't actually check.
Well, I know, but like just look. Not. I don't mean like that. I mean like look at some of the stuff. Like go look at the autopsy report and stuff because you can't actually like read more details on.
Oh, I can read. Oh.
Did you not know that?
No. 4 and 530. Also blood from chest wound. 4.5-inch knife.
So now you have a better idea of the time of death and such.
No, I don't. Same time, same.
Yeah.
So I already knew that.
You can also like look at the pictures and stuff.
Can I?
Yeah. If you zoom in on, so you can get this.
Yeah, but I can't zoom in on anything.
No, but you can at least see like the layouts.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the other picture.
Yeah, but I can't zoom in on that picture. I want to zoom in on that picture. She's in the game on. She's got his jacket on. She's wearing gloves. Is it that she's wearing his jacket? But that wouldn't contradict it.
You're looking at what she has.
She doesn't have a knife, so she didn't do it. But we already did that.
What else? Well, what was Angel's key point just now?
I already forgot. Hold on.
Next thing.
Where did it go, honey? Why don't you have it? Where did it go?
She's not wearing it.
Isn't she wearing it?
Miss Starr, I demand explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What?
The suspect, was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself. With this photograph.
With this photograph!
With this photograph!
Huh? But that can't be!
Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
I wonder if this is why she was fired.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What was my objection? Chopped liver?
But it was there, a scarf? No, not that, but something red, really!
Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, you couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
Most important part? The part
where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Beautiful woman, very annoying to deal with as a suspect.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape. But against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. Angel stab, angel bite.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with the details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks, I'd prefer keeping that on for Edgeworth. Miss Cough-Up Queen.
Note to self. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
Aren't we all?
No, we are not. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
No, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Wow.
Isn't that most of the women in this game beautiful but deadly?
Yes.
Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will.
Okay, so about that snake line.
Apprehending the suspect.
Hey, you said it!
Oh, I did! I wasn't thinking about it. I did it. I'm so
proud of you! I'm so proud!
She's patting my... She's
so proud of you! He's a good boy.
She's patting my head.
Everybody party! He did it!
I honestly feel like... I feel like there's actually been points where I've said it in the past, and because I wasn't, neither of us were thinking about it, we didn't notice. And I feel like in a series we've already recorded, that's going to come up. I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right.
And the knocked over oil drum is there.
I wonder if it was just like, no, because I guess most of the key syllables are the same. I don't know, maybe...
She was obviously trying to hide herself.
Maybe it's just because I wasn't really trying to say...
Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do.
Yeah.
No. Stop. You did it. Just stop.
I honestly swear it is something I struggle with. I know it sounds like a bit, and it's not. It ruins my everyday life.
It does. Can't vouch.
Every time I have to say it. And what did you do then? I also just generally have trouble saying certain words.
I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot.
You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
How'd you get me the chain?
As I just...
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The lunchline car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? I'd make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you.
I went over it, of course. What?
Amazing. The Coffee Queen, lunch lady athlete indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
I just, the secret to me talking, I just need to not think about what I'm saying. Yeah, that fence is about 9 feet high, too. How did Miss Guy not get away?
She didn't want to get away. What?
Nothing. I was legit just adjusting and scratching my shoulder. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say?
I thought you were trying to pop your neck, and I was like, brought issues?
No.
If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Damn right. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but someone else.
Is that what she said on the phone call? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? She can't mean...
Why would you ever leave it be?
By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory... It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. My knee...
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? What happened to good testifying?
Nah, good witnessing. Good witnessing!
You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18.
So she saw her trying to use the payphone.
How to use her cell instead.
You trying to press everything still?
Uh-huh. She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pâté, blah, 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 on a pâté of foie gras.
Huh?
She even kicked over an oil drum at me.
An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on site at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other... Ah! The parking lot entrance. Every time. 10 o'clock on the dot.
That's right! It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition of to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries.
Wish we could saw a few before finding more, though. This Miss Guy tried to run.
I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. I mean, again, we wouldn't be playing this game if she did do it. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side.
So...
Okay. Hold on, I'm going through it real quick.
I'm gonna check the
I
right
took
shit.
a car to explain her rights. I guess when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall, but how to use her cell instead. She made to escape, but against me. This is futile.
There's one statement you haven't pressed, by the way.
I think it's the first one.
It's the one she added.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies.
It's because when these cases get more complicated, the what you have to do to solve them gets a little more complex too.
The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence? Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this?
It isn't, Mr. Wright. It's just behind a friggin' partition.
Nice. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye.
She the one that fired you?
No, actually.
Huh.
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Okay. I mean, that's not what happened, but thanks. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
Magic? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up.
Ahem. Let's look at the floor plans.
It's the best thing Phoenix does.
You said you witnessed the crime from this point. This suddenly become ASMR. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly see Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at.
That smug little bap.
That emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
My brain didn't even register that it was happening because the controller's vibrating so intensely.
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. It's not coughing. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies.
Cough up queen.
This really does feel like one of those TV courtroom dramas. That's quite the claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told to the courts.
I just did.
Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony you heard up until now points in one direction. The place from where Miss Starr witnessed the crime was here.
Okay, so let's see. She saw this, and there was stuff here that happened too. But she had to chase her. I think she saw her from inside the security room. Like, I think she was with her boyfriend.
This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? You have great intuition there. Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone.
She had to be chasing her in the direction of the
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr.
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Look at those cute boots.
Cruella de Vil.
No.
Order! Order! Witness!
She's too pretty.
But that right kind of crazy and wearing animal fur. What have you done? Used to be a detective.
No, I told you
You
that
should
coat
know
was whipped
better.
cream. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky?
Alright, what did Miss Guy do to you if she didn't fire you? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why didn't Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make any sense.
Huh?
She could have just said that she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim.
But again, that photograph is taken from the wrong angle.
The truth still stands.
Because if she wasn't in B block, she wouldn't have been able to take that photo.
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What?
She did say that she had.
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without good reason.
She couldn't have taken that picture because she would have had to be in B block in order to be able to take it.
She did take it. So keep going and let this unravel more.
Maybe check it after. Or before.
She wouldn't risk that without good reason.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just
tell
want
us,
to know what she did.
what her reason was, Mr. Wright? Huh? Me? Who else?
Me. Let's reveal what we know.
Oh, your least favorite thing.
Alright.
Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station.
Mm-hmm.
But she lied and said she saw it from B block.
Mm-hmm.
It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans, it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky?
0.2 seconds, obviously. I can teleport.
I jumped through the window.
You
Yes?
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
What?
This isn't like calamari. This is just squid.
Still.
And we're
I mean, raw squid, you can't really eat, I don't think. I've never seen raw squid.
I assume you can't.
I was bringing a PB&J with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running toward the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it.
So she had to run the B block. And that's when she took the picture.
Okay.
Like I said, she did take it.
That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block.
That's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. That's not a very intense swear.
You could have at least made it metal.
Yeah.
You have a point. The spork is a wonderful invention.
Is it?
Kind of.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Yes, I demand order. Yes, please. Absolutely.
Yes, guilty.
Uh-oh.
Convened. You have to do something.
Do I have any evidence to stop this? "5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente."
True. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. Okay.
A 5-minute blink. Isn't that strange? Strange. You must see it too. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Hide everything
I guess I'd
and
flee the
leave.
scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
Judge, we know.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright!
You don't screw cans. That was too close. I'm afraid that the Coffin Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Beep boop bop. Blah, 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 blah. Oh.
Bench.
Thought?
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off on me. Foist? I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox with sparkly sound effects?
Woohoo! A triple-decker! I told you about this the first time we saw it, but there's an achievement for seeing all her lunchboxes. And if you mess up once on each of her testimonies, you'll get a different one. Yeah, so it's a very annoying achievement. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony.
Jesus Christ.
The judge just got bribed. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Guess we'll have to find out next time. Nah, actually, we should keep going. This is our last testimony of this trial.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye.
Actually, I should check. Is this the last testimony of this one?
This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
Yes, it is. Okay. I was just making sure. What? There was blood found on that shoe? You can see it, Judge.
Try Lunchland for all of your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Because I hate you. Because, as I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Fair.
That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
She really gets around. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Ray?
It seems so. Mr. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
I feel like this is still sketchy, though. No.
Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right.
Oh, see, but
It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
you can at least study some evidence law, really. I agree.
I mean, you should know the basics. How did you pass the bar?
I really don't know.
Prosecution's complaints notwithstanding. It's such a weird long word. It feels like 3 words just shoved together. Notwithstanding. It appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
You still should have put this forward, like, immediately. White enamel shoe bears traces, blah, blah, blah.
Blood
Very
from
well,
my hand,
Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. This is our last testimony, so we'll finish this and we'll wrap up the episode. I'm gonna grab a drink while you figure this out. You can read. I think I have an open can drink over here. You should be reading this.
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Because I didn't feel like it. Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This when the suspect is admitting she did it? The false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. I'd say murder is worse, honestly. Let's just get this over with. I mean, if you're talking about, like, court law, then yes. Although forging evidence is probably worse in that case, too. Because evidence is more concrete than testimony. And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with the shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime.
Like you?
The shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you. And your lunchbox bag. Really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next.
I stomped all over the crime scene. Put my hands on everything. Like a true professional.
Oh, so that's the unidentified set of prints. Guilty. So you brought it to the forensics department?
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
I think the exception to this is if you can prove it has something to do with the case. The evidence that's when you present evidence.
That seems right.
And she got away with a little coup because she used to be a detective? The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. I think that's the other
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
I think that's what they explain later. That's the second evidence law in this game, and that's why Phoenix is able to get away with just presenting evidence he finds. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe.
I'd have to actually, read more into it. I know there's, more to it in real life. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie.
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types: A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood.
Ha.
Oh, he struck the courtroom silent. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow down any samples of blood under just one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific. In fact, you can actually narrow down pretty much, like, because there's so much differences between all various types of blood.
Mm-hmm.
So not just blood type, but also into like the I can't remember what the terms are. DNA. It would go like that. She's saying it, and I couldn't think of it. Like you can literally scan down to the DNA and see if it's a match.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a little more time.
No. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's a very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Sky's.
I think DNA test results take a lot more time because of how complex our DNA is.
Yeah.
So the suspect's blood was found in the victim's shoe. That ties it directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Is it? I can't let this evidence go. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. Gross.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
I know that part of being a cook is cooking with every part of the animal. Peppered fish guts does not sound good to me. It's the same thing with haggis.
Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe?
A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe?
In that black and white picture, her shoes were dark. They would have been white.
This is the victim's shoe.
Oh, the victim's shoe! Oh. This whole time I was thinking it was her shoe.
No, it's the victim's. That bright white ivory shoe.
Yeah.
I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie.
I mean, you did the right thing, but I just wanted to make sure you knew this was the victim's shoe.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. So you didn't get a chance to examine it, but... So this time, it's not going to light up. You have to press Y.
Oh, okay. I was like, is this
so
not correct?
It's like when you present something on a picture.
Her blood was found on the bottom, I bet.
I wonder if you notice. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Kinky. I mean, what? Indeed. There's quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of this shoe? I think I remember what this is. There.
Yeah. There's no blood anywhere.
The problem lies in the footprints. The footprints?
That's me.
Oh, sorry.
The footprint?
We just finished recording something else where I was recording alone, so I'm very used to doing my own voices. Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
Edgeworth, you're in the way.
Phoenix.
Now I can't... Damn it. Phoenix, you're in the way. I can't even see her legs now. All I can see is her freaking hand.
And that's not sexy.
That's not sexy.
I mean, if
I can't even see her shoulder. Come on. Schools wouldn't even think that this is sexy.
Schools. By God, you can see her wrist. This is too much skin for school. This picture only shows parts of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Miss Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order! 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 Well, witness?
What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but...
Order! 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 Well, witness? Where's my caviar?
It's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh. That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think!
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What? That's a big mood.
I see. Now I get it. Get what?
Right, Edward's laugh. Edgeworth's laugh by going.
Yeah, I forget. That's how they say, oh no, Edgeworth's laughing again. Mm-hmm. Though wasn't that Von Karma's laugh? He inherited that from him. Mm-hmm. Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about I got it once, I'll take it. The suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman.
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt. I thought it was convoy. Conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
Magic.
Aha! You don't mean science. Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her.
That was a very intense vibration.
It was also kind of slow on the text there. You notice that too?
Yeah.
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence.
That reminds me. Miss Guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please! You can't... If you're stabbing someone, unless you slip with the knife, you can't cut your hand with the hand that you're holding it with.
What can I do? Your sister has confessed to a crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well.
But Angel Star's on the prosecutor's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds defendant, Miss Lorna Skye. The f*** you say about me?
Little girl, what did you just say? Huh, me? Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side?
We're about to watch a murder in this courtroom.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you are! Her second murder. You're saying my sister had evidence by erasing the bloody footprints! Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping.
Just
Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called Evidence!
Wasn't this the half and half?
So that has... Yeah, so that
it
has
looks like just
egg.
beans and corn.
No, it's egg and natto, and then there's a plum in the middle.
Oh, that just sounds kind of good. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else.
Natto is good, but in small doses. Like, a lot of people really like to eat a lot of natto at once, but I guess since it's not something I grew up with, my teacher was shocked I liked it at all, but I like it in small doses. I don't like a lot of it at once.
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you'll be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare the Clothup Queen. Look at this!
Look at this photograph. A photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
Honestly, she was on the gray eye for that first part, but honestly, I think the voice you did was more appropriate.
Oh. Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photograph!
You need to remember we're recording sometimes. Hey, it's clearly wet. I know the microphone's hard to see, but erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia.
What if it was a suicide?
With a knife? Like freaking seppuku?
Yeah.
Right.
What or not? Don't be so quick. Throw in the towel. Get yourself above the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
For now. Until she pulls like a friggin' the picture of the stabbing from her pocket.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good, with absolutely no interruptions. God damn it!
For fork's sake!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore?
No.
Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted.
Look at this photograph.
This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
Alright, well, Phoenix, now we can't see anything.
So, Wright? Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah!
I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
For one, we can't tell if that's water.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. It's not blood because it would be a deeper red, as we saw from the other photograph.
No, I know. I'm just saying we can't.
Very well,
confirm
Mr.
that
Wright.
it's water.
Show the court the problem in this photograph.
The shoes. Is that her damn scarf?
And where is it?
In the muffler.
Muffler in the muffler.
Smart. You were smart, Bab.
The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler.
Muffler.
However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
Oh my god.
A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. It's actually a bit more than a pipe, but alright. I see, and I see. That's what the suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the... So what's this suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case?
I think you're the one who established that has everything to do with this case.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. I mean, I'm not going to get the hand on my verdict. Might as well just keep going. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case. Not the photo.
Not the photo? Really? Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot that they added that to the phone.
Yeah, I was making sure you knew. Recall your testimony for the court. We're like in the heat of it. I didn't want mistakes get made, if I'm being honest.
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Testimony. Muffler! Ugh.
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. I don't even know how to say that. Alright, now we're at the end of this. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. I can't do that, Your Honor. Why not? I can't drive there. Oh. I assume we got a rental.
Probably. It's like, I need a rental car. Why, what's up? Someone was murdered in the back of mine.
Oh.
They're just like...
Did you do it?
They're like, by you? No, not by me! By my boss!
The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. That would be such an interesting rental. I assume like the prosecutor's office provided him with a car, like how companies have loans.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed? I suppose so. That was close, but we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. Give me more caviar! He's still hungry?
I was literally about to say the same thing.
To be continued.
It's literally about to be like, how is he still hungry? He had 2 whole things!
This point where
Rice is filling!
Yeah. Alright. Don't say it just yet. We don't want them to see it. I've been the Game Hero.
I've been Ollie.
And this has been a very long episode of Leading the Blind. We'll see you guys next time.